Police in Europe uncovered a large international organized crime network this week and captured a remarkable trophy, a spanking new Narco-sub. This one found still under construction in a warehouse in Spain, making it the first known Narco-sub constructed in Europe. Investigators are pretty sure they know who this beast belongs to, because the suspected boss was arrested at the airport in Barcelona. In his luggage, he was carrying plans and documents for its construction. The Mob reporter here with news of a burst of creativity by European gangsters building a business that, had it been legal, might be the modern model for a startup corporation. Innovative, diversified, multinational, and highly profitable. Let me tell you about it. Police in Spain launched a series of raids recently in towns and cities along its fabulous Mediterranean coast. Their targets were members of an organization moving large quantities of coke from South America, hashish from Morocco, and homegrown pot for distribution in Spain, France, Britain, Italy, and Germany. 52 people were arrested after 47 raids. They are mostly from Spain and Europe, Colombia in South America, and the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. While the raids went quickly, busting this network was a year in the making. Throughout the last 10 months, several shipments were picked off on their way to Spain with the help of police in Colombia, Britain, and Belgium. Just short of 3 tons of coke were seized over the months, while investigators worked to narrow in on who was behind it. The next break for them came in November 2020. The place was Tarragona, a port city just south of Barcelona, where investigators said many of the primary members lived. 6 homes were raided, 13 people arrested, and some 75 kilos of coke seized. Then by February, another branch of the organization had been tracked to the Costa del Sol. This group, police say, was running hashish through the Strait of Gibraltar and up the Mediterranean coast. Shipments were destined for France, Britain, and Italy, and their harvest from a local grow-op being sold in Germany. Police believe they were using the profits from these operations to fund their South American deals. During the raids, officers seized a narco-lancha, a high-speed boat for darting runs across the water. This one was 15 meters long with high-horsepower engines, along with 7,000 liters of gasoline in portable jugs. And then they found the beast. This Narco-sub has a unique design. It's much boxier than its brethren. Narco-subs usually look more like, well, submarines. This one looks more like an underwater narco barge. It is smaller than the Narco-sub Spanish authorities found in 2019. That one made its way across the Atlantic to Europe from Colombia, which I've told you about before. I'll put links to those videos here and in the description below. This Narco-sub is 9 meters long, 3 meters wide, and 3 meters deep. Not exactly svelte. It was capable of carrying 2 tons of product at a time. It seemed designed for shorter journeys. The theory is it was meant to travel just off the coast to meet larger ocean-going vessels arriving from South America, and then do a ship-to-ship transfer of the product to the sub, and then sneak it onto Spanish soil. It was nearly complete when officers found it, but had not yet had a test voyage, let alone been used on a run. Its builders used the keel of a small boat as a base, and built up around it with plywood and fiberglass, all designed to ride super low in the water, with only the top deck above the surface. Almost all of the hull would be below the waterline and out of sight. It had 2 engines of 200 horsepower each, controlled from an interior console where the steering wheel and the clutch and acceleration levers of the engines were located. Investigators found it in a warehouse in Mondo, a tiny town in the mountains just inland from the coast. Although small and fairly remote, with just 2,000 residents, Mondo is linked by highways to larger centers where narcos congregate. It's an interesting place. Mondo in recent years has found new prosperity in the underworld, and in this case, I literally mean the underworld. Last year, police found an illicit underground cigarette factory churning out 3,500 tax-avoiding cigarettes an hour. Workers lived underground for a week at a time, working 12-hour shifts, as machines pumped in fresh air to keep them working and keep them alive. Welcome to the real underground economy. It's doubtful this was the only one. And now Mondo offers a new surprise. This new Narco-sub was unveiled to the world on Friday, March 12, 2021, under guard and in storage. Just as the network behind it was international, so too was the investigation. It involved officers from Britain, Colombia, United States, Netherlands, Portugal, and Europol, the European Union's police agency. The organization they targeted was well organized and well resourced. They had boats, trucks, warehouses, industrial buildings, laboratories, laboratory equipment, luxury apartments, and homes. They were importing, exporting, moving, processing, harvesting, and distributing to several European markets. In Barcelona, a clandestine laboratory was found. Police described it as sophisticated, for the purpose of extracting and processing the packages that arrived. They came not in the usual brick form, but pressed into thin strips, each weighing 350 grams, and stashed inside bags of coconut fiber substrate. This is stuff often used in gardening and reptile and amphibian habitat. Bags and bags of the stuff were found. In fact, officers went through 2,200 bags of coconut fiber to find 300 kilos of contraband hidden inside. This is when one of the suspected bosses tried to flee. Officers caught him at the airport trying to get on a plane to Holland, and that's where plans and documentation for the Narco-sub were apparently found in his luggage. Also arrested were several of those accused of shipping hashish to Britain through Portugal. This is all further evidence of the important place Spain now holds as the gangland gateway to Europe. Hashish from Morocco, cocaine from South America, it's homegrown cannabis, the flow is constant. Foreign gangsters are settling in the coastal regions to ensure they get a piece of it. South and Central American narcos, Russian and Eastern European mobsters, Italian Mafia, outlaw bikers, British gangsters, Chinese triads, Moroccan traffickers, and others with roots in Northwest Africa who now hold European citizenship. The Costa del Sol is becoming a crowded underworld hotspot, and the gangsters are sorting out their roles, forcing their way into whatever role they can dominate or at least profit from. More evidence of the sheer size and scale of the operations in Spain came the day before the Narco-sub was unveiled. In a separate investigation, officers targeted traffickers who were racing up and down the entire Mediterranean coastline of Spain in narco launches powered by 300 horsepower engines. Police called them the Formula One racers of the sea. These boats were banned 3 years ago because few people used them for fishing, so these guys made them mobile and hidden, keeping their boats in covered trucks and hauling them to different areas around the Mediterranean for their launch. It's the same way armies move mobile missile launchers to avoid detection. After both of these significant operations, the questions remain of who will move in to replace them, and what methods might they concoct to keep their operations secret until they aren't. Thanks for watching.